Yo, what is up, everyone, and welcome back to another YouTube video with your host, Kinkuken. And today we have another Destiny 2 Trials training video, and I am going to drink some water. Give me a moment. Oh, yeah. That's some good water. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Burnout and a little bit of what I've noticed yesterday. Now, I said we probably didn't need too many tip videos. I played PC lobbies yesterday. I played all PC lobbies yesterday. And the PC lobbies were tougher than the console lobbies, so I enjoyed that. So maybe I got some people that are trying to play with PC friends and they still think Trials is hard. Maybe I got people that watch the videos that only play PC and they think that Trials is still too hard. Um, and then, I'm sure there are some people on console that still think Trials is just hard. And, it happens. So, with that being said, I will talk a little bit. Now, I'm not going to cover what I've covered in the past video too much. These are your spawns, these are your options. I'll just have the link in the description below and at the end of the stream. There's also going to be some boxes on the screen. Hopefully, you'll be able to click on one of the two boxes. I'll have one for the yesterday's video and then one for the tips video. So, with that said, let's go ahead and dive into the topic. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I discussed a little bit about the matchmaking. Oh, let me talk about no backup plans for a moment. Some people come in, Ken, have you used no backup plans? They're really good. They're probably, and some people, maybe jokingly, but some people probably believe, it's the greatest exotic in the game. Maybe, but I would say the greatest exotic for the Titans in the game are going to be the no synthoceps. No, the synthoceps. Now, what is no backup plans? When you get shotgun final blows and you have full melee energy, shotgun final blows activate your defensive strike and consume your melee energy, which means when you're on top tree Titan, all right, and your melee is ready, you can shotgun someone to death and it'll activate your overshield. That's cool. But I have to run this tree only. And there's reasons why I wouldn't run exclusively this tree only. Oh, what are those reasons? Well, I mean, if I somehow run into 3 chaos reaches, I'm not running that tree. I'm running this tree. So no backup plans don't back me up. All right? Like, they're useless. So, with that being said, Synthoceps can be ran on any single subclass. I can be on anything. I could be on Stasis. So I don't have to be on anything, and they're always active. My buffs melee range, that's always active, and being surrounded buffs damage, that's always active as long as I'm always surrounded, right? So it's ready to enact with very little effort. I would say no. The Synthoceps are the best. And with that in mind, if you enjoy no backup plans, by all means, use what you enjoy. Have fun with it. There are builds around certain things. You can make it work. You can run a high melee build on your, defensive Titan, and that could still be relatively effective. But when your shotgun whiffs and you try to melee and you don't go anywhere, Synthoceps would have got the job done. Synthoceps would have punched the dude shade stepping. Synthoceps would have punched the dude jumping back off the map. Synthoceps would have killed the guy going to orbit. All right? Synthoceps does it all. Now, with that being said, let me talk a little bit about some of the things that I noticed over the last couple of days, or over yesterday. One of the things I noticed is death tunnels, suicide tunnels, whatever. And I'm going to try to call it death tunnel because, I don't think YouTube likes the other word. So we're going to call it, death tunnel. Now, what is death tunnel? A tunnel in Destiny where you can usually go one direction, forward or backwards, and going in there can get you killed. Now, this one is not as extreme as others in the game, like on Distant Shores, where a lot of people like to go in that tunnel, and you'll die a lot because the map isn't designed in the similar fashion. However, if you're caught right here, midway through the tunnel, and someone peeks you over there, if you're missing your shots, or even multiple people peek you, you don't have time to be turning around and leaving. You may mess up your shade step and still die, right? You may turn into the wall. There was a dude yesterday that had, max turn radius sensitivity, and this is what they did. They turned into this corner and got stuck, And then they turned into this corner, and then they, like they were turning off the wall, and I'm just like, what in the world am I witnessing? And they died because all I did was I jumped up, to right about here, and I shot my tether in there, and I watched this person turn into this corner, and my tether hit this back wall, and then he ran over here, hit this corner, and the tether, when the tether caught him, I seen this dude do this, go, oh, look at the ceiling really quick, and then he's like, trying to get off the wall, and I'm just, shooting tethers at him still. So he died. Long story short. So usually, because you can only go forward or backward for a distance, you either want to be at the back where you can take cover on the stairs, or you can move out, out of the lane completely, or you want to be all the way at the front where, oh, I'm being shot, you're just going to dive down, right? Now, there's more angles to be shot from at the front, but as long as you're paying attention to the radar, communicating with your teammates, and, you'll know where the enemy is at most of the time. That goes into my second point. Communication is the biggest savior of Destiny once again. Communication is very important. Make sure you come out the gate with a lot of strong communication. And my buddy said, my buddy that had been out of Destiny for a while said he wasn't confident with his callouts. So, I said, and he's like, that's why I don't want to call out as much. And he was my partner yesterday. I'm like, because he's not sure what he wants to call out. And I said, well, just call out what you're doing. Guys, calling out what you're doing can be very valuable to people that know more about, that play a little bit better and communicate a little bit better. Knowing what you're doing can allow me to make a play based off of your play, even if you don't know that there's a play to be made. All right. So if I'm a sniper, right, and I'm up here in my scope, and I have less field of view, right? So, and I'm looking at the bridge for a moment, even let's say for like 5 seconds, there was a dude that keeps peeking me. I'm waiting for him to peek me, and you're down here, and all you have to say is, "Hey, I'm pushing into B," or I'm pushing inside, right? Now I know that, hey, my partner's pushing, my teammate's pushing inside. If I sit here and keep hard scoping, two things are going to happen. One, he's going to, the farther he walks in, the less I can help him. Two, if he pushes in and starts shooting at the doorway, right, I can't help him. Like if he walks up to here and starts shooting a dude, in cover by the wheel, and they're just at the side angle, I can't see that. So if I know that, it's like, oh, my teammate's pushing in, this dude's not peeking me. All right, I'm gonna drop down, and I'm gonna start moving with my teammate, looking for some team shots, right? Looking to synthos someone to death. So communication is very important, and if you don't know how to communicate or you don't know call outs, and I do have call out videos for each map, just say what you're doing, right? That can be a very big help, is just saying what you're doing. Now, let me talk a little bit more about 3-peeking. Now that you can't 3-peek, which is this, you can't do this anymore in Trials. You can still emote, but you can't, your camera is going to be looking like this the whole time. It's going to be as important as it was before to get to the lanes first. So mobility is still pretty powerful. You're going to want to get to the lanes before the enemy, because they can no longer 3-peek. I hate those wheels, man. They can no longer 3-peek. I'm changing lanes. They can no longer 3-peek to see you, right? They have to come look into the lane to see you. So if they have to look into the lane to see you, you want to already be in a position to take them out, because that's going to allow you, to be ready. I'm getting to the lane. Boom, I'm here. All I have to do is wait. When they peek, I just pull the trigger, right? I don't have to aim down my sights or anything like that. Now, they could peek like this, strafing out, but their aim could be off. They may not even know exactly, like, my aim, look, my aim was off. Like, I'm looking at this wall, right? So my aim could be off. And all I have to do as a sniper is I have to figure out, all right, are they going to peek from the right, the left? Are they going to pop up in the middle somehow? I pretty much have to decide which side of the doorway they're going to peek. Right? Usually people that would peek here, I'm going to see their heads, or I'm going to see them as they go over there. And then from here, I would just be ready if they were going to peek from the left side of the doorway inside. Now, if they're going to peek from the right side, normally I would already know there's an enemy in the right side and in the corner back there. up the stairs and to the right. I would know there's someone there, so I would be ready. It's like, all right, they're gonna peek. I have I'm in a position where I'm only seeing a little bit. That way no one can peek. I'm not gonna stand here and wait for the dude to come out from the right. I'm gonna stand here, because someone could come from the left and look at me while I'm looking for this dude. I'm gonna be right here, right? And I'm gonna be ready for that person to peek me. So getting to the lanes first is gonna be very valuable because once again, people have to come into the lane to see if there's anyone there, right? Is there anyone back here? Hello, knock knock, and then they're gonna get shot at. So, with 3 peeking gun, guys, girls, I've been encouraging people for a long time to stop 3 peeking as often as possible because you need to get ready for gameplay without it. That you need to be ready to play the game without it, and now is the time. Now is that time. So, other than that, the only other thing I wanted to talk about was communication, blah 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 blah. Supers. Once again, guys, it's a new season. It is a new season, but I am still making the same call outs. Things, some things never change. The same mistakes happen. It happens. I make the same mistakes. You'll make the same mistakes. Because there's only a finite amount of things we can do in Destiny. That's gonna be brand new, and it's like, wow, that's new. That never happened. Nah, like there's gonna be traps on the ground that no one can see, and one day you're just gonna step in one and die. It's like, oh no, bear trap. Like nah, until that happens, it's the obvious things are like, don't look at snipers that are out sniping you. Don't walk too far into the open and get team shot. Play life advantage. Make sure you play revives very well, so on and so forth. But your supers, guys, make sure you use your supers on time and make sure you're paying attention. So when you spawn up in one of these rounds, look at your super bar in the bottom left corner, right? Look at your super bar and say, hey, how much super do I have? And if it's at the divider, which is, you see my ammo bullets, 29, and then you see that line right after it, that's divider. That's the most basic call out for that, and then each, if you look at the super bar, it's segmented into 4 segments. You can also say, hey, I'm in my 4th bar of super, but if you can tell your teammates how close you are to your supers, really close, like, hey, I'm like, I'm past divider, I'm about 20 seconds off from my super, then all we got to do is, all right, we're going to play this team, it's match point, but we're going to take our time slowly, and we're going to try to fall back because our teammate's 20 seconds off of super, and then we're going to play with the super. Or, hey, guys, I'm going to have super before we meet the enemy, so I'm going to push my super out of a specific lane. I've covered this topic on, many other videos. I've covered it live stream all the time. Link in the description below. Make sure you have a plan with your super. You use your super on time and maximize its efficiency. Now, with that being said, once again, PC lobbies have had more challenge for me than console lobbies, which I enjoy. So maybe if you're still having problems with PvP, once again, let me know in the comment section below, and we'll cover more tips and topics on videos through the weekends as Trials goes on. Oh, my throat is so dry. I got some chicken strips I'm also making too, so I'm excited to go eat some lunch here in a second. With that being said, I'll have videos. You can see the videos right here at the end screen, somewhere at the top left, top right of the screen, where you can click on for other videos that talk about this map and talk about the season and the state of PvP. As always, good luck. I'll see you at the lighthouse. Thanks so much for watching, and have a nice day.